Good evening. This is my presentation about teaching language through literature. I structured this conceptual map through three sections: considerations about the advantages and disadvantages of using literature to teach a language, the characteristics that make literature an effective tool to do it, and the methodological issues to use literature for this purpose. When teaching English, some authors claim that there are some disadvantages of using literature because, according to them, literature can be extremely complex in its vocabulary and syntax, and it can be hard to understand due to specific cultural viewpoints. However, the contextualization of the text made by students is an advantage. When they have contact with new and complex syntax, subtle vocabulary, or unique syntactic patterns which are used in written English, they extend their use of the new language. Discussion and controversy, the natural use of language during the discussions, are very effective as well. As teachers, we must consider some characteristics when choosing the text. Affective factors like the experience and goals of the student and the reading environment are very important. Some characteristics typical of literature to make it effective as a learning tool could be universality, since we can find themes common to all cultures, so the cultural aspect won't be an issue. The wasteland, for example, includes feelings with which students can identify themselves, no matter its homeland. Personal relevance and interest, since learners should be able to identify themselves with the text and make it appealing through familiar subject matters. In the wasteland, students find a modern, understandable language, which makes it appealing for them. Variety, since there are different styles, language, and subjects that we can read about. The Wasteland, for example, is a poem, but we can always find different types of texts, like My Daughter the Fox, for example, which has a very different style. In relation to methodological issues, literary critical approach is a method to consider. It concentrates on aspects of the text, such as plot or characterization. It can be a risky method, since students could memorize some terms without deep understanding. The students then must be competitive enough in language Go, and they must be familiar with literary conventions. In English as a second language, students, for example, odds are they won't be. Next, we can consider the stylistic approach. It focuses on the text itself, leading to interpretations of the text. The starting point for this approach is the text itself, and then we concentrate on textual discoveries, leading to interpretations of the text. In the analysis of the wasteland, for example, it is a good idea to start a stylistic analysis through questions like, what do you think the poem is about, and where is it set? Thank you. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation.